Mr. Novak, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing well.
Doing
How are
well.
you?
So could you give us a little description of your job here at Choate? What classes do you teach? What do you do? What sports do you coach? Extracurricular programs, things like that?
Yeah, it's a busy and varied job, which makes it really fun. Currently, I live up at the Environmental Center, and there I teach environmental economics and help out with the research methods class, which is kind of like an SRP type thing in a way. I also teach statistics here in the old St. John Hall, but about to be in the Lanphier Center. I advise, and I'm coaching the girls' JV hockey team. Those are some things that are kind of the big ones that jump out immediately, but there are other things along the way.
What do you think you bring to the table as a young teacher that maybe some of the older teachers couldn't provide? Do you feel like you connect with students in a different way, and especially being a Choate graduate, how do you think that affects your relationship with students?
I think there are definite advantages to being a young teacher. I don't often talk much about my experience as an alum, just because I don't want to, bring my experience to the students and make it all about me. But I am aware of my time here, and I do think I have a good understanding of what students are going through.
All right, cool. Did you always plan on returning to Choate once you graduated from here, or was it something that kind of developed later on once you were in college and things like that?
Definitely not. I wasn't opposed to it, but I didn't envision it as a plan for myself, though I did always hold Choate teachers in high esteem. Then in college, it just kind of, as you said, came about like things do in life, and I ended up back here and have been loving it since.
Now I'm here with Mr. Jeff Beaton, an admissions officer here at Choate. Now, Mr. Beaton, how long have you worked at Choate, and could you just briefly describe your educational background for us?
So I've been at Choate now for almost 2 full years. I started a couple summers ago. Went to Bates College up in Lewiston, Maine. Kind of dabbled around until sophomore year. Became a psychology major, educational studies minor. Then came to Choate after that. And at Choate, love it. I get to travel a bunch for my job, interview kids all around the country, California and the West Coast of my main territories. Also coach some tennis and do some dorm duty in Arch.
Now, earlier you said that you minored in education, is that correct?
Correct.
Now, do you think this is a very popular field of study or career path for many college students right now?
I think there's a lot of support for it, for sure, at most colleges. Especially, I went to a liberal arts school, so you really have you can do what you want at those types of schools. A little bit less when you definitely say, I'm going to go to a business school, or I'm going to go to, I'm going to be a marketing major, whatever that is. I think it's supported by colleges, but I don't, unfortunately, think it's a popular thing. And I think one of the reasons is that college has gotten so expensive. I mean, my college when I graduated was $60,000 a year. And I think people look at that and say, I just spent all of that money to go to school. I need a way to make that money back, which is not, unfortunately, in the educational realm.
We all know that Choate, Wallingford, Connecticut is not, a booming metropolis full of culture and, the like. How much of your social life revolves around Choate, and how much, free time do you have to, explore your social life?
So, yeah, it's not a booming metropolis, Wallingford, Connecticut, or Connecticut in general. However, I think when you go into the boarding school field that it's going to be very different than your friends that might have graduated and gone to New York City or Boston or San Francisco, or wherever they're going around the world. It's a little bit different, and you know that going in. However, I'm a little bit different than most faculty members where I don't live in dorm, so my life isn't consumed by dorm duty a bunch of times a week. So that's a big perk in my opinion. So I do get off campus quite a bit. I would say I'm usually gone at least 2 weekends out of the month. And also because of my job, I get to travel to the West Coast a good amount during the year. So I get a chance to get out of Connecticut and visit other parts of the States. So,
thank you very much, Mr. Beaton, for your time.
You're very welcome.
Hello, I'm sitting here with Mr. Tyron Bynum. So, being a young faculty member here, what were some of the biggest challenges you faced, and how have you been able to manage that going into year 3 this year?
The biggest challenge was actually engaging with faculty members.
Really?
Engaging with my current mentor, Mr. Lowry.
I remember you being in Mr. Lowry's class.
Yeah. He's my homie. We've been besties since 2004. So,
Wow.
So
It's a long time.
so that's the thing that makes it tough, is being young and then having to address Mr. Lowry's chip now. It's
It's
tough.
weird.
Yeah, it's weird.